Hello, Daybreakers! So it's been a while, and I hope everyone had a good week, but unfortunately it's the beginning of a new one, well, the good news is we are starting on Waltz's route, which is, as I mentioned several times before, is my favorite route, and I'm excited for it, obviously, and I hope you guys are too, so we should just dive straight into it, I think. Yes, that sounds like a good idea. Alright, let's go. I think I'm going to give it like an hour or so for this playthrough because I did start the stream pretty late and like I chose to, but still. Yeah, and we will continue it like next week, I think. Yes. So expect this to be a short playthrough is what a short stream is what I mean. Alright, let's go. Alright, and we can finally go right! We can finally go right. Hey, this way! No time to talk, princess. How do you know who I am? There's another one! Stop running, you two! Yes, because everybody, you know, as we all know, whenever someone tells you to stop running, let people stop running. Come on! The boy grabs my wrist and pulls me after him. He takes off with a sudden burst of speed, and then I'm running even faster than I just was. I'm not entirely convinced following him is a good idea, but at least the boy seems to have a better sense of direction than me. Oh. Our running causes rocks in the pathway to come loose, and before I notice them in my path, I step down hard on them. A sharp pain shoots up into my foot, and I collapse to the ground. It hurts. Princess! I try to stand, but the pain in my feet is unbearable. I fall back down to the dirt with a gasp. I can't. We've got you now. Man, just hand over your coins and neither of you will get hurt. The classic kidnapper, I mean not kidnapper, the classic mugger lines. I won't let you touch her. Ha, says the little boy. Well, well, well. What is this ghastly sight before me? Oh, so it's karma to the rescue either way. Okay. Two adults threatening a child and a lady. How very ungentlemanly. What are the likes of you been doing around this neighborhood? You asking to get fleeced? What? Asking. Perhaps I'm in the mood for a scuffle. Oh, so we get the CG either way. The nobleman brandishes his sword, his expression confident, maybe even cocky. Show me what you've got, sirs. And please, don't bore me. Who are these people? I ain't dealing with this for the money. He's got a sword. Oh, see, this is the right reaction. This is the right reaction compared to whatever we saw in Fritz's route. Wait, aren't they the same people? What? Come back here, you coward. The two of us can take him. I think your friend has the right idea. I'm not the type to show mercy. This is way too much trouble for a little gold. You're late. Sorry, kid. You know how hard it is for me to be invisible around here. Wait, what did you just call me? Eddie, small one. Oh my god. These two know each other? I don't even know what's going on anymore. Alright. That's about it. Oh, hey, princess! Princess! Calm down. Parfait will be able to help her. But for now, we need to move before anyone else sees us. Yeah. Don't worry, you're safe now. Everything is fading. And she's out. A dream? Oh, no, not this. Nope, nope. I have no questions because we've been through this, what, 5 times? 4 times? 4 times. Aw, it's Garland. Feels nice to see Garland, Delore, and Parfait after, you know, after Fritz's route. Oops, accidentally chose the right one for Rod. Oh, that's fine. That doesn't matter. Always good to be on everyone's good side, I suppose. Oh, it's this guy. I don't feel like throwing a tray at him. Alright, I still didn't really understand why you need to be kind of mean to a Rumple in his route. Like, to get on his good side, I guess. What, is it because you keep him in place or something? I mean, you keep him grounded or something? I don't know. Waltz. He was just here earlier. Maybe he went back inside. I stop and stare at the small orbs of light. Ooh, floating around the room. What is going on? Oh, isn't this what is going on in the main menu screen as well? No, this isn't it. I watch in awe as Waltz snaps his fingers and all the orbs disappear with a pop. Oh, Princess. What are you doing? Practicing my next magic trick. I still haven't perfected it. How come you're able to use magic? Are you a witch? A fairy? A good magician never reveals his secrets. Right. Did you need anything? I take a deep breath. Can you teach me about goodness? Huh? Why do you look so surprised? Well, it's just that I didn't think you'd come to me for help. Why not? I mean, she met you first, right? Right? Like, you saved- I mean, you were one of the people who helped save her anyway. If you don't want to... No, that's not it at all. I'm happy you asked me. What would you like to know about goodness? How do you do a good deed? That is a very broad question. I don't think I can give you a specific example. Then how do I do good? The easiest way to do good is to make someone happy. So a good deed would involve making someone happy. How do I do that? Well, it's such a sad thing. I sometimes the things Lucette says makes me so sad sometimes. So obviously we're going to keep asking Waltz for help. I find Waltz sitting in the corner of the tavern, reading a book. He didn't strike me as the kind of person that would read books. I'm going to take that as a compliment. Though to be honest, I wouldn't be reading this if I wasn't preparing for one of my shows. Shows? I don't just do magic shows, I perform puppet shows as well. I have to be familiar with several bedtime stories for those. You should come with me sometime. The children are always so happy at the shows. You might get one of your good deeds helping out. I have never been around children for extended amounts of time. Same. You've got to be patient too. Children can be difficult to handle. You speak as if you aren't a child yourself. That's because I'm not a child. Waltz hates it when he's treated like a child. Because he isn't one, especially when Karma teases him about it. Besides, patience isn't just for children. It's necessary in a lot of situations. True, true. I would guess you might need to work on that. Excuse me? Waltz shrugs and with an awkward smile returns to his book. Huh? Well, that was a little mean on Waltz's part. Oops. And we have come to our choice. Look at him. Look at this man. It's just his eyes, but still. Chapter 3, Peter Pan. Oh my god, we have officially begun Waltz's route. I'm so happy. I decide that I cannot waste any more time. The next day, I search for Waltz as soon as the broom stops dragging me around. I swear he was just here a while ago. Anis, have you seen Waltz? Oh, I just saw him walk back inside. I find him talking with Parfait and Delora in the reception area. All of them are speaking in solemn whispers. As soon as Parfait and Delora notice me, they break off their conversation with Waltz. Both the witch and the fairy step away from Waltz. Excuse us, princess. I watch curiously as Delora and Parfait leave the room without another word to me. What were they talking about? Waltz turns in my direction and smiles. Morning, princess. Not Not suspicious at all. I turn toward Waltz and watch as he begins to put some puppets on the table into a box. Are these toys yours? Please? They're for a show I'm doing later. I wouldn't be playing with these things at my age. You look 12. I do not see how that is too old to be playing with dolls. I told you before, didn't I? I have the Neverland curse. He never explained what his curse was. I'm actually older than you are. I find that hard to believe. You don't know the story of Peter Pan, do you? It's not my fault that Mother had all the fairy tales removed from the palace. When I do not answer, Waltz only sighs and gives me a small smile. I'll assume that's a yes. Peter Pan's a boy who lives in Neverland. It's a place where no one ever grows up. I'm stuck in Child's body as a result of my curse. I won't revert to my real form until my curse is broken. Then how old are you really? I'm 22 this year. What? I don't remember him being this much older than her. Oh shoot. I can only stare in shock at Waltz's childish appearance. It's hard to believe that he is actually older than I am. I never liked being treated as a child. That never changed. Even when I was a child, I didn't like it. Huh? You are a very strange kid. I mean, you were a very strange kid. But let me assure you that it is much more annoying being treated like a child by someone who's younger than you. That's true. Waltz straightens with the box in his arms. No wonder he's particular about, like, Karma calling him a child. Because because Rod doesn't do it, so yeah, in this case only Karma who does it. Out of the people who calls him a child, who treats him like a child, I suppose. Like, only Karma is the one younger than him. Now, if my princess will excuse me. My princess? He turns to leave. Where are you going? I have a show to do today. Waltz has still made puppet and magic shows. How will he help me break my curse if he's never around? I'll go with you. What? I might accomplish a good deed if I come to one of your shows. That's true, but... Waltz sighs. I'm not sure it's a good idea. There are bad witches out there. Oh? There's an evil witch right here in the Martian, but no one is protecting me from her. Are you talking about Delora? Who else would I be referring to? Waltz stares at me for a long moment, eyes thoughtful. He sets the box down on the table again. Don't go anywhere. I'll ask Lee Parfait first. He leaves the room. I lean over the box on the table and see a pile of carefully detailed puppets. Everything looks handmade. I used to sew my own puppets before Mother found out and forbade me from making them. She told me that sewing was not something a crown princess should do. Interested? Waltz's footsteps are so soft that I do not even notice that he has returned to the room until I see him standing before me. I step away from the box. How does he move so quietly? Permission granted. Come on, the show starts in an hour. I watch as Waltz sets up a small booth on the street where I'd first seen him with Emmeline. Back then I never thought I would see him again. It's nice to see you actively trying to break your curse. I shrug. I am not convinced this will work, but Parfait said that if I partner up with someone, I might be able to break my curse faster. So you chose to partner with me? His tone of voice startles me. He sounds both happy and sad. Oh. Was he lying when he said he wanted to help me? That everyone in the Martian was willing to help me? Would you rather I pick someone else? No. I jump at a sudden reaction. Oh my god. Waltz awkwardly clears his voice. No, I'll do everything I can to help you. Waltz heads for the back of the booth. I begin to follow him, but I'm forced to stop when he holds out his hand. You haven't had enough training to be my personal assistant yet, princess. What? I stare at him, puzzled. I never said I wanted to be your personal assistant. And training? Why would one need training to assist with a children's show? Oh, you have no idea. You might just be able to snag a good deed if you agree to become my assistant, you know. There's a teasing twinkle in Waltz's eyes as he waves me off. But until you're ready, you should stay with the children and just watch the show. I think you'll enjoy the story. I recommend getting a place up front. You'll be able to see all the action that way. When I do not move, Waltz sighs and smiles at me. I promise the children won't bite you unless you bite them first. That's not true. Fine. That's my star. Star. He disappears around the back, leaving me alone. In no time at all, people began to gather. Soon there is an impressive audience around Waltz's small booth. I look at the group of children that are clustered as close as possible to the front. They are all clearly excited for the show to start. I used to do puppet shows with my dolls too. I felt less alone when I pretended my dolls could talk. And I'm still alone. Nothing has changed. I sigh as I sidestep to allow someone else to stand beside me. I'm surprised to see that the person is an adult. I look out at the gathering crowd of people and find that there is an almost equal ratio of children and adults. Why would adults be at something as childish as a puppet show? I mean, doesn't it make a little sense if, like, parents accompany their children to watch a show? Hello everyone! An excited sigh swells over the area as Waltz's voice rises above the crowd. I, Waltz, am here once again to share another story with you. I hope you enjoy the show. Once upon a time, there was a village whose people were always happy. That sounds cursed, but one day an evil witch found the village. The evil witch carried darkness deep in her heart. She was jealous of the townsfolk, who were filled with so much light and happiness. If I cannot be happy, the evil witch said, then no one can be happy. How really dramatic. That's how it goes. I almost jump when I feel a tug on my dress. I look down and see a little boy pulling at the hem of my skirt through his eye, though his eyes remained focused on the puppets. I don't like her. That witch, she's bad. Well, I mean, it is an evil witch. His grip on my skirt tightens. He is wrinkling my dress. Well, obviously... Just kidding. Remove his hand. I reach down to pry the boy's hand on my skirt, but the boy moves faster than me. The moment I pull his hand away, he quickly fastens his grip, this time around my hand. Hey! The boy does not move his hand. In fact, his hold only tightens, so much so that I find it impossible to pull my hand away. There is no way I can make him let go without causing a scene. Now I am going to be stuck holding the hand of a little boy I do not know until the end of the show. Aw, but you're still holding his hand though. How did this happen? Darkness spread over the village. The people began to suffer. They forgot what happiness felt like. One villager decided to leave and find a good witch that would help save everyone from the evil witch. This villager knew it would be very dangerous, for if he were discovered, the evil witch would certainly kill him and his family. But the man knew he had to try if he ever wanted to see the other villagers smile again. Many days later, the man finally returned with a good witch, whose heart was as filled of light as the evil witch was filled of darkness. The good witch, unable to bear the sight of the villagers suffering, decided to help them. She cast a powerful spell that would send the evil witch away and save the village at the cost of her own life. Once the spell was cast, the darkness disappeared from the village. To this day, the people of the village are said to carry the good witch's light within them, and everyone lived happily ever after. But aren't all witches evil? That's simply not true. I've met a good witch, one with a heart more light and loving than any fairies. More of the children begin to ask questions. I sigh, unable to do anything except wait while Waltz is bombarded with questions. Thank you. The boy that took my hand gives it one last squeeze before running off to join his friends. Aww. What did he thank me for? Once the audience finally leaves, oh, Lucette makes me so sad sometimes. Waltz comes out from behind the booth and smiles up at me. The show is a success! Princess? There was a boy. He thanked me even though I did nothing for him. The little boy who was with you? But you did do something. You held his hand. I did not want to. I realized that when I saw the annoyed look on your face. It would have been good of you to do it if you'd meant to calm him down. What? That boy was really frightened by the evil witch in the show. He thanked you because you held his hand and stayed with him when he was scared. Sometimes just having someone beside you when you're afraid is enough. Having someone beside you? I think back on all the times I felt scared. Mother always told me to hide my fear and to never cry because it made me appear weak. I could never ask for her help, and the king was never there for me. Every time I was afraid, I was always alone. I shake off the memories and realize that Waltz is asking me a question. What did you think of the show? It was short and simple. That's it? I created that entire show, you know. Story, characters, everything. What, do you want a medal? It could have been better. You wound me. I have nothing more to say, and Waltz seems disheartened by my silence. You always compliment my stories, even when they were silly. Waltz telling me stories? I did not recall such a thing. He makes it sound as if we've known each other for a long time. Before I can ask him for clarification, he changes the topic. Do you mind accompanying me to the toy shop before we head back? Do I have a choice? Waltz's lips quirk with a smile as he picks up his materials. You might have fun, princess. Come on. It'll be fun, he said. This is a shop I went to before I was cursed. Feel free to look around, princess. I won't be too long. I nod to him before walking over to the doll display. The dolls here are actually beautiful. But with the gold I have left, I wouldn't be able to afford even one. I miss my dolls. Papa, I want that one. The sound of a little girl's voice draws my attention. I look around the store before spotting a little girl pointing at a big teddy bear. She looks expectantly at the man beside her. That must be her father. The man shakes his head, his eyes filled with regret. We can't afford that one, dear. Could you choose something else? The girl looks like she is on the verge of bawling. Aw, I back away, fearing that the child might throw a tantrum. Instead, she rubs at her eyes before looking up at her father with a slow smile. I understand. The man smiles and pats her head. Thank you for understanding, sweetheart. You're being so grown up. That's so sad. I only need you and Mama to be happy. I love you, Papa. I love you too. The king has never once told me that he loved me. He must be better off without me. Do I even belong in the palace anymore? Papa, look! The king! Ugh. The moment I hear her say his title, I quickly rush from the toy shop. Hail the king! Long live the king! Hail King Gennaro! He is the first one I see, mounted on his favorite white stallion as he waves at everyone. I spot Ophelia, Rod, and Emmeline with him, mimicking its motions. The king used to invite me to join him before, but I'd always declined. He always went out alone. Once a month the king sets out to check on the conditions in the kingdom in person. It is his way of bonding with the townsfolk. The Order of Kildare chose to hide the royal family with Sir Alcester at the head, but there is one particular person that is missing. Oh no! No! Is it Fritz? Is it Fritz? Oh no, Fritz! It's strange that Fritz isn't here. The parade is an impressive sight. The crowds lining the streets become denser with each passing second. I weave around the mess of people in an attempt to get closer to the king. Thank you, everyone. He is smiling. A true smile. I have never seen him smile like that at me. A heaviness begins to weigh down my heart. Suddenly it becomes harder to breathe. Please look this way. Please look at me. The king is looking happier these days, isn't he? Oh my god, don't rub it in. I don't think I've ever seen him so joyful. It must be his family. Happier? All I want is for the king to look at me, to see me. But he does not so much as glance my way once. I mean, quoting Fritz, I believe. Oh, he can't miss what he doesn't remember. I stare at the ground with blurry eyes. He's happy without me. I return to the toy shop with a heavy heart. The little girl from earlier is standing with her father by the door. He ruffles her hair before holding his hand out to her with a smile. She takes it with a giggle, and the two walk off together. A hot ache sings through my blood as I watch them leave. Is this jealousy? I reach up and clutch at my chest. My heartbeats feel painful. This is a terrible feeling. Princess? Lucette? I stare at Waltz, temporarily stunned by the fact that he called me by my name and not my title. Are you okay? Despite myself, I find my eyes drawn back to the little girl and her father as they stand just outside the door to the toy shop. Princess? I am fine. You don't look fine to me at all. At the corner of my eye, I see the little girl and her father as they disappear into the crowd outside the toy shop. I am. You still act tough even though you're hurting inside. I am not. Here. Aww, Waltz. What is this for? In case you suddenly feel like crying. I'm not going to cry. I'm not that weak. Waltz frowns when I do not take the handkerchief from him. He puts it back into his pocket with a shake of his head. Crying doesn't make you weak, princess. Waltz's gaze moves to the set of teddy bears displayed on one of the shelves. He is quiet for a few moments before he speaks. He's affected by the curse. What? The king. He can't remember you because of the curse. That doesn't mean he never cared about you. That's the reason you look so down, right? I was looking outside. I saw the way you looked at him. Doesn't he know that it's rude to stare? He was just caring for you. Oh, and how did I look? Hurt? I turn away before Waltz can see a frustration on my face. He loves you, you know, more than you'll ever know. And how will you know that? You don't know him at all. Everyone has their own ways of expressing their love. I'm sure he has his own ways. By not being there when I needed him, he has never acted like a father to me. Princess, don't pretend to know what my life at the palace was like, Waltz. This conversation is over. Let us return to the Martian. Oh no!
Look at what I drew.
Lizette, you know you're not meant to be in here.
But I drew this picture of us. See, that is Mother and me. And you're holding Mother's hand.
Go play someone else, Lizette. I'm busy.
But you're always busy, Father. I just want to...
Go to your mother. I'm sure she was looking for you.
Okay.
That one was about her dad. I think there was another dream that was kind of similar, but we kind of learned that it was because her mom was keeping him away. I'm vaguely aware of moonlight in my room when I sit up in my bed. Heart beating painfully fast. What was I dreaming about? It felt like I was dreaming about the king, but why now? A few days have already passed since I saw him. I flop back onto the bed. I close my eyes and once again attempt sleep, but it hovers stubbornly out of my reach. What was that? Who could be making that noise at this time of night? I step out of my bed and head outside to investigate. That made me look behind my shoulder. There is no one here. There's no one here, right? Okay. The sound. It's coming from the tavern. Check. I mean, I know this is how you die in horror movies and stuff, but we are not, in fact, in a horror game, I think. So, check. I slowly turn a knob and open the door. This is how you trigger events. Hello? Oh no, it's the broom. The broom begins to hop toward me. Oh. I begin to back away. It's the middle of the night. There is no way I'm going to sleep now. But the broom just hops past to cower behind me. That's some broom you got there. Waltz, what are you doing here? I couldn't sleep, so I decided to continue working on some of my puppets. But I accidentally stepped on the broom and it went berserk. I turn around and grab Mr. Broom, leaning against its designated spot on the wall. But why are you here? I heard a sound. As curious as always. That's going to get you in trouble, you know. I don't need to be lectured by you. I apologize for waking you up. You should go back to sleep. I would not be here if I could sleep. I might as well stay for a while. If that's what you want. Waltz turns back to his puppets on the table. He leans down over the puppets, checking their sheaths. Since you're here, I think you can help me. Help you? Oh, that's adorable. Oh my god. What do you think of my newest puppet? I think Karma would like it. I look at Waltz with surprise. Though his eyes so wide and his lower lip jutting out, he looks almost like a puppy begging for a treat. Oh. Is he expecting a compliment on the puppet? Well, I look closely at the puppet's eyes. I'm just realizing that Waltz really, really likes to be complimented. It looks evil. Really? I'm glad to hear that. It's going to be the villain in my next show. Wait, is that why? Is that why? Is it supposed to, like, be in relation to Karma? That's hilarious. Thank you for the help, Princess. I'm glad that my mentor approves. Mentor? Waltz doesn't answer. That's it? Indeed. I only offered an opinion, but he looks so happy. What a weird person. Waltz resumes his suing in silence. What do you mean it looks evil? He is very talented to be able to sue such a complicated animal. He has probably been doing this for a long time to be so skilled, possibly even longer than I expect, considering the nature of his curse. You look like you've got something on your mind, Princess. Well, you have never actually told me how to break your curse. Well, I guess I haven't. Waltz clears his throat as he goes back to his sewing. I need to find Tinker Bell in Neverland. Oh right, you do know the story. Mother burned all the fairy tale books in the past before I could read most of them, and nobody would tell me any of the stories. Mother always forbid me from talking about them. Peter Pan is the story of a boy who never grows up. He is accompanied by a fairy friend named Tinkerbell, and the two of them live together in Neverland. In my case, Tinkerbell is the key that can open Neverland. Neverland's a box, a family heirloom. My shadow is being kept in Neverland. That shadow is my magic. Once I get it back, my curse will break. Hi! No, don't worry. You're not that late. It's like 32 minutes into the stream, I think. Magic? I'm a witch princess. I don't know why I gasped. That was like an automatic trigger by Leah because of the exclamation marks. He said it so nonchalantly, like stating what his job is. He and Delora are the same. I have seen Waltz conjure flowers from thin air before, but I never associate that with the type of magic that witches do. You're a witch? A cursed witch? How is that possible? Only Lieutenant Baron Bearer has the ability to curse another witch. It's why I can only do simple magic nowadays. If I ever want to cast proper spells again, I'm going to need to find Tinker Bell in Neverland. You don't know where Tinker Bell and Neverland are? No, I don't. Does that mean you're stuck in this form forever? Well, unless he finds them. How about a story? I feel annoyance begin to simmer inside of me. Why do you do that? You change the subject to purposefully avoid answering me. No, that's not it, Princess. I'm trying to explain, and I think a story is the best way for me to do that. I'm silent as Waltz reaches into his box of puppets. He pulls out two of them, then motions for me to sit in front of him. He holds out a puppet to me, and I can tell he intends for me to wear it on my hand. My feelings on the subject must show on my face, but Waltz is resolute. Please? I don't know what this will achieve. But maybe this way I will finally get some answers. Fine. Waltz takes a deep breath. Once upon a time, there lived a princess who was always alone. She spent most of her time inside her room as her mother, the queen, forbade her from going out. The princess's only company were her dolls. But the princess so badly wanted friends that she would always sneak out of the palace to play with the children who lived in town. It's as if he is narrating my childhood. How do you... But Waltz continued speaking as if he does not hear me. One day the princess met a boy. The boy was a few years older than her, and he was the queen's faithful servant. The boy could see how lonely the princess was, and his heart ached for her. They became friends. Every day he would sneak into her room and would play with her. They spent 2 years like that, until the queen found out. The boy was sent away, and he never saw the princess again. Until a short while ago. I stumble back, and the puppet slides off my hand as I stare at Waltz, my mind whirling. We've known each other for a long time, Princess. This cannot be true. Waltz looks at me again, his expression full of melancholy. I always see that look. He wears it even when he is happy. He seems to carry that sadness with him wherever he goes. We were friends. I never had any friends. I would have remembered. That's what you remember. Your memories have holes in them, gaps that you can't explain. How do you know that? Because I was there when the queen ordered that some of your memories be erased. Mother? But why? I don't believe you. I don't believe any of this. You know what's weird is that this information is never told to Lizette in the other routes. So wait, like did she ever learn that, Watts used to be your childhood friend or something in the other routes? I don't think so. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. I didn't expect you to believe me. Why is he looking at me like that? He looks like he is in pain, but he cannot be telling the truth. It seems like a stupid. I mean, it seems pretty stupid to like make up something like that, though. I stand straight, my hands clenched into fists. I'm going back to my room. I almost run from the tavern area. Waltz does not try to follow me. I completely forgot that this information is revealed so early on in his route. Waltz's words loop persistently in my mind. Yeah, I wasn't, so I don't know. It makes it kind of sad for Waltz, isn't it? We were friends. See, he was friends. I mean, they were friends. I sit on one of the chairs in the reception area, trying to put my thoughts in order. There's no way that he was my friend. Oh, what's this? What a delight to run to the princess at this hour. But I must ask, why are you still awake, darling? I jump at the sound of Karma's voice. I turn and look at him. Karma frowns at the expression on my face. You look like you've seen a ghost. I can only stare at him in response. Oh my, is my beauty so captivating you find yourself at a loss for words? No, I was just thinking. About how beautiful I am? Sure. His ego knows no bounds. I roll my eyes and change the subject. What are you doing up this late? I'm the same kind of ghost for Fritz. I mean, Fritz has liked her for we don't know how long, but if she ends up with the others, like he's just he gets no closure. Fritz gets no closure in any of the other rounds. A nighttime stroll. I found myself filled of I'm not sure what that word is. Right. I will go and retire for the night now. Have a good sleep. It'll be another long day tomorrow. You do not have to remind me. How encouraging, Karma, how encouraging. You still have a ways to go before you get used to the commoner's lifestyle. I certainly struggled with it. Karma barely works, I only ever see him slack off. But wait. Are you a noble, Karma? Perhaps. 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 This is going nowhere. This tavern is full of secretive people. I wonder if this lifestyle has anything to do with his curse. Well, I'm not planning to get used to a commoner lifestyle. I will break my curse as soon as possible. Seems like we both have a long way to go before that happens, Princess. We don't want to play with you anymore. Oh no! But why? We're friends, are we not? Friends? Who said that? You did. We were friends until you stopped sharing your toys. But that is because you still haven't... What? You haven't returned the toys I gave you. Return them? You gave them to us. No, I did not. Let's go play with our real friends. Yeah, our real friends aren't selfish. Who the fuck are your real friends? I warned you, dearest one. Didn't I tell you? People will only hurt you in the end. That's why I forbade you from playing with those children. I only ever want what's best for you. I'm sorry, Mother. I'm so sorry. Hush now, dearest one. Mother won't let anyone hurt you anymore. Oh my god. Freaking Mother Gothel. Chapter 4, Family! 3 weeks have passed since my encounter with the king. I am once again in town of Waltz as he prepares for one of his shows. I have already lost count of how many of his shows I have watched at this point. The excursions have become part of my daily routine. Waltz has been insistent on training me as his assistant, so I have decided to play along. Even now I am helping him construct his booth, though he refuses to let me carry anything too heavy. I have experienced so many new things these past few months. Things I'd always wanted to experience but I never told anyone about. Like what? Somehow Waltz knew about all of them. But like what? Even when he told me that we were childhood friends and insisted that my memories of him had been erased, I hadn't believed him. Yep, Mother knows best. But now... I'm beginning to believe that he is telling the truth about this forgotten friendship. Waltz smiles. Oh good, it only took you a few months. Waltz smiles at me from where he is assembling the front of the booth. You used to dream about getting out of the past to see Angiel. And now you're here. You can't imagine how happy I am I am that I can finally fulfill all the promises I made to you. I still have reservations about believing your story, but... Waltz, even if you did know me a long time ago, I am not the same. I handed him the small curtains for the booth, my head dipped so I did not have to look him in the eyes. I am not the child you used to know. I know that. Oh, it's so sad. But I also believe that the girl I knew all those years ago, the one who was always so happy over the smallest things. That kind, sincere girl, she's still you. How can that be when I don't think I've ever truly known what happiness feels like? After Waltz hangs the curtains, the booth is complete. I expect him to step out from the side as he always does, but he sets his palms down on the table instead and looks at me. When I saw you again that day, I was so happy. I thought fate had brought you back to me. Oh my god, that's so cute. Waltz's voice is very soft when he speaks. But then you still didn't recognize me. I mean, you know. Waltz's voice trails off, and I frown. There are still so many things he is not telling me. Eventually, Waltz picks up his box of puppets and smiles at me brightly. Anyway, I've got a show to perform. Don't go anywhere. I notice that his smile does not reach his eyes as I watch him walk away. I look out at the crowd that has gathered for the show. There are a lot of families here today. I watch as two families approach each other. The adults begin to converse with each other while the kids run up to the front of the crowd to catch a better glimpse of the show. Some of the children have shoes, but the parents are barefoot. All their clothes are dirty and torn. Their lives are clearly hard, but they are still smiling. I've never been in desperate need of clothes or food, except for your first few days as the non-princess, I suppose. I've never had to work for anything. I should have been happier than these people when I was a princess. But now, I'm beginning to see that the material things I had were never enough to buy me true happiness. Hello everyone! I take a step off to the side as Waltz begins his show. Waltz weaves his stories as shamelessly as he always does, captivating his audience with every word, but I'm not paying attention. My focus is locked on the two families standing near me. When I see these people, I cannot help but wonder, what kind of life have I been leading? Waltz's show was a success yet again. He is smiling from ear to ear as he counts the coins he has earned as a reward for his good performance. You look happier than usual. I am. I've been saving money for a special toy, and now I can finally buy it. He says he does not like to be treated like a child, but he gets so excited whenever he mentions a new toy. I pause at the sound of laughter, and look up to see a group of children talking excitedly to each other as they approach Waltz and I. Ah, this might be an opportunity. An opportunity? Making his children happy might be a good deed. What? Waltz ignores me as he jogs up to the children. Waltz! The group of children swarm him, talking loudly as they each try to cling to him in some manner. That's so cute. We've been waiting forever for you to come back. But I was here a couple of days ago. But you didn't have time to play. Can we play now? Please, please, please. You've been good just like you told us. The boy looks around the group of children. They all nod their heads with eager agreement. Well, if you've been as good as you say, how could I say no? The children cheer. I'm going to start counting now. Come on. He won't find us this time. Your children disperse around the area. I watch them go with disinterest. That's your cue to hide, princess. What? Why do I need to take part in this? You don't want to play? But we used to play hide and seek all the time. I am fairly certain I've never played a game like this with anyone before. Is this another memory that was taken from me? Big sister, play with us. A little girl runs up to me and begins to pull me along with her. But hey! I look at Waltz, but he only smiles at me. It seems like I didn't really have a choice. I don't really have a choice. Waltz turns to face the wall. He covers his eyes and begins to count. Before I can react, the little girl has let go of me and is running off. What is going on? I turn and see a boy hiding behind a barrel. You had to hide before he finishes counting. They didn't even explain the rules of this game. How was I supposed to know what to do? Fair enough. I look around to find places that I might hide. Maybe behind the tree? Behind the fountain would also work. Or those wooden crates. Which one of these places should I hide in? The wooden crates. Ready or not, here I come. I cannot believe I'm staying on the dirt to avoid being seen. This is her first thought. My dress is getting soiled because of a child's game. Found you. I mean, there are very rarely any clean games. My heart begins to race as I turn to look at him, but I realize that Waltz has found one of the children. Oh, it wasn't me. Wait, why am I worried about being found? Because you want to win! Got you. Every so often I hear Waltz proclaim that he's found someone, but he still hasn't found me. Do I get something if I win this game? You still haven't found Big Sister yet. You're right, where could she be hiding? This is quickly becoming boring. Found you. I jump when I hear Waltz's voice behind me, looks down at me in triumph. You won, princess. I won. Looks like you're an expert at this game. I'm not, you just didn't look hard enough. That doesn't change the fact that you still won the game. You should be happy. Great job, princess. I mean, technically didn't Waltz win because he found everyone. Waltz pats me on the back and smiles once again before he turns his attention back to the children. He is right. His praise makes me feel strangely happy. Why? Oh, she makes me so sad. Right, everyone, that's it. The children begin to whine, clearly disappointed. We only play one round. Now, don't we like that? I promise to play another game with everyone soon. Now run along. I'm sure your parents are looking for all of you. One of the children, a little girl, tugs on my sleeve. Thank you for playing with us, Big Sister. Please, come again. She smiles up at me before skipping away to join the rest of the children. All the children head off together back toward the residential area of the town. They like you. How do you know that? Didn't you see how happy they were when you joined in? Children are so easy to please. That's why I envy them. Adults aren't like children. They worry too much and don't appreciate the small joys in life. As we grow up, we forget how to be happy. Forget how to be happy? Well, it's maybe right about that. This is quickly becoming pretty deep anyway. When I was younger, my dolls brought me so much joy, but now when the dolls became a witch, I mean, it happened to be that a doll was a witch and she cursed me, so... Anyway, since you won, you deserve a treat. A treat? You'll like it, I promise. It better not be a chameleon cupcake. I sit on a wooden bench, waiting for Waltz to return. He said it would be easier for him to go alone because he wanted to surprise me. I did not protest. I have been on my feet all day. I never thought I would be running around playing with children. I wonder what this treat is going to be. Every time we come to the plaza, it's always packed with people. Most of the popular shops are clustered in this area. I observe the town quietly, before my eyes land on the statue of the king. He looks noble, riding a rearing stallion. The sight makes my heart twist uncomfortably. I am pulled down my thoughts when the child trips and falls in front of me. He begins to cry. Should I do something? Me? Before I can react, a man and a woman are there, pulling the child up. The man takes the child in his arm as the woman rubs his back. There, my love. Mom and Papa are here now. I watch as they slowly walk away, the mother still crooning to her child. Mother would always get angry at me if I was about to cry. I wonder what it's like to be comforted like that. Sorry to keep you waiting. Are you okay? I keep the family in sight for as long as I can, before turning to Waltz. I am fine. Here. Aww. What is this? A candied apple? A long time ago I promised I would bring you one, but I wasn't able to keep that promise. Oh my god. That's why I'm fulfilling it now. Ugh. My heart. I do not recall such a promise. I twirl the candy, inspecting its glazed and shiny appearance. I didn't know it could make an apple look like this. I promise there are no poison apples here. These ones are just sweet. I sniff at the candy. Sweet. I take a small bite. Well, I become so immersed in my taste test that I do not even hear Waltz. The candy apple tastes like nothing I've ever tried before. This is good. Candied apples are good. I take another, bigger bite. Is that a smile I see, princess? What? I wasn't smiling at all, was I? When I get some extra money from my shows, I'll make sure to treat you again. I have lots of favorites to show you. There are more desserts like this? Of course, I'll make sure you try all of them. Aww. Waltz stands, then moves over to a trash bin so I can dispose of his finished apple. It's getting late. Let's go back to the Martian. Oh god, that scared me. The like Waltz's dot form suddenly showing off. The next few weeks become a blur. I continue to help out in the tavern, while sometimes accompanying Waltz for his shows. Though Waltz continues his lessons on goodness, I have yet to gain a single good deed. I'm slowly starting to lose hope. It has been months since I was cursed, and I still have yet to complete a single good deed. Today I've been assigned the task of serving Martian customers. I honestly prefer my duties with Mr. Broom. At least I do not have to mingle with all these people. Mood. I've only just entered a tavern and I freeze at the sight of a familiar face. Fritz. His posture is stiff. Well, this is a first. His posture is stiff. Whoa. His arms are crossed and he is obviously uncomfortable. What is he doing here? How did he get in here? I walk towards him, but not get far before he is in front of me, down on one knee with his head bowed. I finally found you, Your Highness! How does he remember me? How did he find me? Fred. Princess, I have no idea what's happening, but the whole kingdom. Everyone has completely forgotten you, and... Let us go somewhere else to talk. I interrupt Fred so I notice all of the stairs around the room. Not so fast. Seemingly from nowhere, Jerry and Garland are in front of me, separating me from Fred's. Lady Jurian? Sir Garland? I was told you left Angiel. What are you two doing here? I could ask you the same, Sir Fitzgerald. What are you doing here? Chris is at a loss for words as he stares at Jurian, confused. Answer a question, Sir Fitzgerald. What are you doing here? I'm quickly reaching the end of my patience. Just let me talk to him. Neither Jurian nor Garland back down. If anything, they only look more ready to draw their swords. Oof. I don't trust him. As I look at the three of them, I remember the story of Jurian and Garland's dismissal from the Order of Caldera. Sir Alcester was the one that dismissed them, so perhaps they hold some type of grudge? Is it because Fritz is Sir Alcaster's son? I do not know why you do not trust Sir Alcaster, but Fritz is a completely different person. He is my knight. He would never harm me. We have our reasons for doing this, princess. I sigh, rubbing at my forehead with my hand to try and dispel an impending headache. I swear you lot are like a bit of snakes. Stop hissing at each other. Delora walks in from behind me, swaying at Jerry and Garland to move them. She smiles at Fritz before turning to beam that same smile at Jerry and Garland. If you are so concerned, then feel free to chaperone the princess of her night. I'm sure two of you can handle it if you try to do something funny. Chris's voice is quiet when he speaks. You know I would never hurt her. Aww. Oh, this is not your route. Fine. I glare at Jerry and Garland when we are in the reception room. Thankfully, they take the hint and retreat to the opposite wall, far enough to give Fritz a nice and privacy. Fritz speaks as soon as I sink into a chair. I haven't seen you in 4 months, princess. It's been that long already. Did you know how worried I was when I woke up one day and realized that Princess Emmeline was in your place? To make things worse, no one remembered you. Not even the king. When I brought up Crown Princess Lucette, everyone thought I was delusional. Where do I even begin? I decided to start with the facts of my curse and how I meant to break it. So you have the Cinderella curse, and that's the reason you've remained in the Martian? Yes. And you need to complete 3 good deeds to break it? That is right. And how many good deeds have you accomplished, if you don't mind me asking? I frown as I shake my head. None. I do not think I am capable of doing good. Of course you are. I look up in surprise at Fritz's impassioned declaration. Let me start with this. I knew even when we first met that I was not what you were expecting. I wouldn't be surprised to know that I even disappointed you. But you never said a word of complaint, even in the beginning when I made lots of mistakes. And we both know how clumsy I was in the beginning. Well, how was he assigned to her then? There is kindness in you, princess. I know this for a fact. Even when I look away, I can still feel Fritz's eyes and smile directed at me. This is not your route! Anyway, so if everyone has forgotten who you are, how is it that I can still remember you? There is only one reason that makes any sense, though it brings up more questions than answers. Those who have the fairy tale curse are not affected by the conditions of another person's curse. Gasp. Wait, are you saying that I am cursed? Unless you're secretly a witch or a fairy. No, I'm definitely human. I can assure you of that. What about Lady Jurian and Sir Garland? Jurian speaks up from a corner of the room. Though the knights have been feigning disinterest, there's no doubt they are listening in on our conversation. We aren't cursed, so unfortunately we don't remember Prince Lucette being, well, a crown princess. We only found out when she came here. I see. Fritz's distress is apparent as he looks grimly down the floor. He hasn't admitted to having the curse, which means that he either does not know he has it or refuses to tell me. I can't believe this. How could I have the fairy tale curse and not know about it? Have there been no differences in your life lately? Aside from, you know, the whole everyone forgetting the princess thing. I suppose I've been more forgetful lately. Does that count? You've always been forgetful. Oh, that's not a good sign. I know. Fritz's posture stiffens as Jurian walks toward us from the other end of the room. Her arms are crossed and her gaze directed at Fritz. Is filled with suspicion. How were you able to find this place? Fritz looks back at me, as if asking permission, and I nod. I've been dispatching scouts throughout Angio to look for the princess ever since she disappeared. A girl matching her description was seen in this area, entering this house. When my scouts entered this place, they found it empty and abandoned. I figured that this was as good a place as any to start looking for traces of her. Though I was expecting an empty house, not a tavern full of people. Only those with the curse or certain permitted people such as Jurian and myself can enter this place and see it for what it is. So I really am cursed, then. Fritz is silent for a few moments as he considers what was just said to him. That does explain things, though not as much as I'd like. Fritz stands. I still have many questions to ask, but I'm expected back at the palace. Fritz turns to look at Jurian and Garland. I don't know why the two of you are here, but I'm glad that you are. I know I can trust you to keep the princess safe. Please take care of her. This is not your route. You don't have to tell us twice. Fritz smiles in reply before turning once more to bow to me. Though I suppose in his route he was like, nope, like no one else can protect a princess except for me, so. Until we see each other again, princess. Interesting. A week goes by after Fritz leaves the tavern, and my luck does not change. I'm still unable to complete a single good deed. I want to ask Perfet if she knows anything about Fritz and his curse, but she has been absent from the tavern for more than a week. When asked to Laura why Perfet was missing, all of which said was that Perfet was busy dealing with the rapid spread of the fairy tale curse. You make it sound like the fairy tale curse is like a disease, like it spreads from person to person. Today I'm accompanying Waltz to a toy shop to buy materials for his upcoming show. But now I cannot find him. He was by these shelves earlier. Where has he gone? I turn a corner and my gaze is caught once more by the dolls on display. One particular doll catches my eye, and I cannot help but marvel at its beauty. Aww, this is not the same doll that Emmeline got her, right? I'm not sure. If only I had enough money to buy you. I notice a man standing just to the right, in front of the teddy bear display shelf. Isn't that the father I saw of his daughter a few weeks ago? He is looking at the teddy bear that his daughter wanted, the one he did not have enough money to buy. I watch as he opens one of his clenched hands. There are some gold coins on his palm. Either these dolls are just insanely expensive, or Lucia is getting severely underpaid if she's taking this long to be able to buy a doll. I glimpsed the price tags of the teddy bears earlier, and I'm certain that the man does not have enough money to afford the one he is eyeing. I thought I had saved enough by now. Now what do I get her for her birthday? The man hits for the next shelf over. He raises a hand to rub at the back of his neck. I walk over and pick up the bear the man was just looking at. It is very soft and somehow comforting to hold. I can see why the girl liked this one. I began to move toward the counter without realizing. I hold the teddy bear to me with one hand and reach for the bag of coins with my other. The king gave me this money all those months ago, but I never used it. If I buy this bear, I will be completely broke. That's the what? That's a really, really expensive bear, miss. Could you wrap this for me? Of course. After she has finished wrapping the bear, I turn to search for the father. It seems he is no longer in the shop. Has he left? Wow, that's a big toy you got there. Oh, okay, so it's a big bear, but still. Waltz appears with a bright smile on his face. He leans forward to inspect the package I am holding. I need to find him. Who? I'm sure he hasn't gone too far yet. Hey, wait! Where is he? Princess, where are you going? Explain. There's someone I need to find. Did you happen to see the man eyeing the large teddy bear earlier? I think I caught a glimpse of him. Why? We need to find that man. I must give this to him. I'm about to run off into the crowd when I feel Waltz's hand on my sleeve. I turn to snap impatiently at him, but find my annoyance dying at the expression on his face. Look, I'm not entirely sure of what has happened, but I'll help you. But you had to stay with me. We shouldn't be separated in this crowd. Fine. Waltz keeps its pace with me as I almost break into a run. It'll be difficult to find that man with all these people around. But we should at least try. Waltz and I search for hours, but we never find him. For hours? I don't even know his name. We can try again tomorrow. It's going to be dark soon. But it's her birthday. Who? I ignore Waltz. In the brief second that I close my eyes, I can see a man's pain expression in my mind. I sit down on a bench and clutch a wrapped bear to my chest. He wanted to buy his bear for his daughter's birthday. Because he loves her. A familiar ache flares up in my chest. I have spent my whole life wanting the king to treat me the same way that man treats his daughter. Musette, I promise you we'll look again first thing in the morning. Waltz and I head back to the Martian, but the weight in my chest slows me down. It's not like you to be this sad for a stranger. You've changed. Have I?
We'll come home, Papa.
The girl's voice is familiar. I whirl on my heels and stare at the little girl in the doorway of one of the homes. I thought we were too late, but we found them! The little girl turns from her home to wrap her arms around her father, who picks her up and pulls her into a tight hug. I'm sorry I'm late, sweetheart. But you're here now.
Mama, Papa is here. We can start my birthday party now.
The girl wiggles out of her father's embrace and runs back into the house excitedly. The man is carrying a small box in his hand, wrapped neatly with a ribbon. He looks down his gift and sighs. Before he can go inside the home, I walk toward him and tap him on the shoulder. Excuse me. You were in the toy shop earlier. I was. We have been looking everywhere for you. For me? He looks first at me, then at the package I carry in my arms. Can I help you with something, miss? I heard that it was your daughter's birthday today. She's turning 7 today, but why? Here. This is for your daughter. This is the toy you wanted to buy for her. Take it. No, I can't possibly. Just take it. The man seems to be in too much shock to reach out for the teddy bear. He shakes his head in wonder. You don't even know who we are. Why would you do something like this? I have been asking myself that all day. You love your daughter very much, don't you? She is my life. She and my wife. But I cannot pay you for this.
Papa, why are you taking so long?
The girl is suddenly at the door again, her wide eyes staring right at me. Who are you? The little girl clings to her father's legs. She looks curious, but not afraid. I do not know what to say. This pretty lady here is your fairy godmother, little one. I turn to glare at Waltz. What is he playing at?
Fairy godmother? Like the one in Cinderella?
Yes. I shoot Waltz another warning look, but he only grins at me. She's come to fulfill her birthday wish. Isn't that right, my lady? I'll play along. We can't do anything else. It is her birthday. I might as well play along. Yes, I am. Really? Waltz nudges me toward the little girl. I glare at him before I kneel down and hold the wrapped teddy bear out to her. What does Waltz usually say to children when he gives them gifts? Oh, you haven't. She's trying so hard. You have been a very good girl. This is for you. The girl reaches out and takes the bear. Her eyes light up as she stares at it.
Is this a teddy bear?
I nod and the little girl squeals, twirling around the wrapped teddy bear tight in her arms. Then suddenly she puts the bear down, throws her arms around my neck.
Thank you for granting my wish, Miss Fairy Godmother.
I'm too shocked to react.
Mama, look what my fairy godmother brought me.
I can only stare as the little girl runs back into her house with the gift. Thank you. I glance at the man, who, much to my surprise, has tears running down his cheeks. He is still somehow smiling through them. I will never forget your kindness. He dips into a short bow and disappears into his home. Whee! First good deed! This is a piece of the glass slipper. Your first good deed. I stare in disbelief at the hovering piece in my hand. One moment it is there, the next it has been swallowed by a bright light and is joined to my pendant. I cannot believe it. Waltz, look! But Waltz is not looking at my new pendant. He is looking at my face, his gaze enraptured. Oh my god! What are you looking at? You just smiled. I did? It's as beautiful as I remember. The only other love interest that has had a similar reaction, I guess, is Rod. But it's part of why I liked Rod's route so much. I feel slightly embarrassed and have no words as I quickly turn my head away. I'm glad that you decided to play along my story. Oh, hi! Hi, Shadow! I'm so glad you made it again. You made her birthday extra special by making her believe that you were her own fairy godmother. And good morning to you. And no matter how tough things are, every child has someone watching over them so long as they're good. My eyes are still on the slipper when I hear an unfamiliar voice behind us. Cinderella's glass slipper, huh? We both turn around to stare at a man standing a few feet from us. He is cloaked in darkness, but I can still make out his grin. Hello, princess. No! No, not Varg again. I'm so done with him. Chapter 5. To protect. Alright. I wasn't expecting a chapter to end to end over there, so but actually, since I mentioned at the start of the stream, but I'm only going to... I was aiming for 1 hour, which has unfortunately passed, so I will have to end the stream now. But thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you have a good rest of your day, Shadow. And yes, I will have to end the game here, and I will come back to it. I will come back to it next week. For the time being, the next stream will be on Friday at 10 p.m. I think. Yeah. And we'll be playing a different game called Goodbye Doggy, which is, I think it's a really short game. Like a short, light-hearted game, I think, as far as I can tell. So we'll see. Yeah. In the meantime, thank you so much for dropping by, and I hope I'll see you again sometime, or I can drop by your stream as well. And yeah, thank you so much, and have a good day. It's good night for me, but thank you, and until our next day break.